drives me crazy. You have a mole on the side of your head. I can't see you right now because my internet's shut
Where?
down for some
Like
reason.
on
You
my
have a mole.
No, bitch. That's
It's like on the left side.
That's a dark
It's
spot.
like next to your eye on the left side.
That's a
Oh, I thought it was
hyperpigmentation.
like a. Oh, I thought it was like a little mole. I've never seen it before.
Wow. Please don't talk about my hyperpigmentation.
Do you have any friends in the military?
I don't have any friend. I had a friend in the military. Julius Coker was in the Navy. He was in the Navy band for many years. My friend Julius went to college together. Shout out to Julius. And he was in the Navy band, but he's not in there anymore. But I have family who was in the military. My aunt Sharon was in the Air Force for a number of years. Do you?
I'm from like a military town, and my college was in a military town. Yeah, I do have some friends in the military, and I found that people in the military. This is a generalization. It's not across the board. It's not every single time. It's not always and forever.
Always and forever.
People in the military are like more interested in clinging to old friendships than some of my friends who aren't in the military. Like all of my, like not all of my friends, but like several of my friends who are from the military, especially now. Around the age 35, they're all like reaching back out and being like, hey, what's going on? And I'm like, I haven't heard from you in so long.
So not necessarily people who are just in the military, but people just old friends. If you find your friends who are from the military,
no, my old friends in the military are reaching back out specifically. Like a lot of none of my high school friends, none of my other college friends, but like my old friends who are in the military.
I think maybe it's because you're from a military town, but I have old friends from high school and old friends from middle school that reach out, and they were never in the military. I think just because you're from a military town, you're noticing that these people were in the military, but I think that's just a thing that old friends do.
Well, I had friends who weren't. All of my friends were in the military. I had a lot of friends. This may shock you.
So you're saying only your friends in the military have ever reached out to you saying, "Hey, bitch, you reached out to like 3 friends from your high school on this podcast." I did not
say only my friends have ever reached out. I said a lot of my friends from the military have been reaching out. And none of my friends from high school have been reaching out.
On this podcast, you've reached out to 3 of your friends from high school, and you're not in the military. The one,
the
bitch that opened the cat up, the one that you dated, you reached out to
Tamika Dotson. Her name was Tisha.
More Tisha.
The one I dated, her name was Tisha.
More Tisha.
But what I'm saying is, in my experience, this is just me talking about. I don't know why you're getting so hyped about this.
I'm not hyped. I'm not hypey. I'm not
hypey. I think the people that are reaching out to me are people from the military. None of my friends from high school or college who weren't in the military are reaching out to me. Even when we lived in the same city, because I went to school for theater, not a lot, but like a few of us ended up in New York City, and I would never talk to them like ever. My only friend from high school that I really talked to is my friend Summer McCusker. She's literally the only high school friend that I have. And if you want to see Summer McCusker, you can go check out my YouTube video called Snatch Game Disaster, and she played Justin Bieber.
Snatch Game Disaster.
Her and I have been friends since. Yeah, her and I have been friends. But yeah, I'm just wondering if there's a thing, because like my friend Shane reached out during the quarantine. We were his name. I probably don't know if I should say his whole name. Something seems weird about saying his whole name. I don't know why.
Okay.
But Shane is in the Air Force, and we were roommates in college, and he was my roommate when when the bank robber lived. When I lived with the bank robber.
Child, you have some crazy ass experiences. Not the bank. That was wild.
Shane, Jaime, Morgan, and Malik were all living in this 2-bedroom house at the same time. And obviously Morgan and Malik didn't live there long because of their criminal enterprises. But Shane reached out and was like, "Hey, I want you to come to my Zoom wedding." And I was like, okay. So then like he and I have been kind of like corresponding. And then you've seen Jaime before. I think you've seen Jaime before. But I would say Jaime was another very close friend of mine. But he and I were really close. So that makes sense that me and Jaime are.
He came to New York, right? And he came to like a few of your shows.
Jaime came to my show. I mean, I think Jaime came to New York City before I even knew you. Like I was still living in Ozone Park, Queens, when Jaime is like a short Latinx guy, really muscly, with a very thick Southern accent. I'm pretty sure you talked to him on the phone before.
Yeah, I probably have.
like WhatsApp or Facebook call or something.
Can you do me a favor? I would like you to turn your wig around. So Bob's apparently only wears his hat like this, and I'm telling him when he wore it the other way,
baseball hats.
When he wore it right side front, it looks better. Can you show the people what it looks like with the hat going forward?
Yeah, for sure. Something about it just doesn't look good to me. Like it feels this feels silly. I feel silly.
But backwards feels right.
I feel like the kind of nigga who scratches his hat when he's thinking. Like that. So I just wear I don't know why. I don't wear baseball caps very often. I actually started wearing baseball caps recently because I was working out, and when I'm sweating, there's nothing to stop the sweat from getting. I don't have hair. I don't have eyebrows. I'm not wearing a headband. There's nothing stopping the sweat from getting into my eyes. So I've started wearing baseball caps recently to work out. And because I was growing my hair out for that unit, I needed to cover my head. So I was wearing baseball caps because those big hats don't match every outfit, despite me wearing them with practically every outfit. And I'm wearing this hat now because I just need to shave my head and I just haven't. Like I'm past due and I'm like, girl, I need to cover my head up. And I just feel silly. Doesn't this look silly?
No, it doesn't look silly. You wearing it backwards looks like you're like some old head trying to be cool. When you wear it backwards, you look like some old head nigga on the block trying to be cool.
Okay, people from the South, we don't say old head. So can you please switch your vernacular when you talk to me?
Was G Unit big in the South? G Unit?
We knew who the members of, well, not all the members. We knew who G Unit was. I mean, mostly I was thinking 50 Cent more than anybody.
Yeah.
And I know that he's been shot several times. And
Nine times,
he walks
bitch.
with a limp.
He's not walking with a limp no more.
But he doesn't walk with. But it's really interesting to see all those rappers. Even like old men now.
I know.
Is so weird.
I know, except 50 Cent. Like, 50 Cent is always trolling online. He's always coming for somebody. Did you see 50 Cent? Did you see his whole thing?
Who?
50 Cent.
His name is 50 Cent.
Whatever. 50 Cent. 50
his name
Cent.
is not 50 Cent.
I said 50 Cent. Anyway, I mean, that's how I talk.
You said 50 cents.
That's how I talk.
But his name's not 50 Cent. His name is 50 Cent.
50 Cent. Anyway, he had a whole discourse with Madonna. Did you see this?
Not the gentrification of 50 Cent.
And by the way,
into the suburbs.
By the way, this is a further proof how people mess up people's names, and the fans gave you a barrage of examples how people may have a pronunciation of the name, but they just go with how people pronounce it because it's easier. For example, Ariana Grande. On the Grammys, on the Tonys, they all call her Ariana Grande. Her last name is not Grande, it's Grandy. Well, she's like, everyone's gonna mispronounce it. I just say Grande.
Well, also, here's a question. Is it one of those things where if you tell me your name is Grande, I'm going to say Grande? And it's like, sometimes people's names change. Sometimes people have professional names. Maybe she's like, my professional name is Grande because it's just easier to say. Everyone looks at it and says Grande, so I'm going to say Grande. Some people have multiple names. For example, I know that Ezra's last name is Michelle, but no one in Mexico says that. But here in the U.S. they say that. But also it's so weird because in the U.S. his dad says that his last name is Michelle. But then Ezra says Michelle. And then in Mexico they say Michelle. So it's like 3 different names.
Right. That was my point with Simone, is that she is like, she just become accustomed to everyone saying Simone, so she doesn't correct it. So when one person does it, it's like, oh my God,
she also came out and said I was joking about that too. Which is weird because you're defending this case that isn't even real. She said it later down the line. There was because everyone was gathering and someone was like, "This is a clip of her being like, I was kidding. My name is Simone."
I don't believe that. I never. Maybe you're right. I never saw that footage. I never saw that footage.
But it's just so interesting because what is interesting to me is that like all these years of her saying out loud that her name is Raven-Symon, like I mean years, and then one clip of her being like, actually, it's Simone on the judges panel. When they notoriously joke around, you're like, this is Bible. This is Bible.
I mean, sometimes when you're seeing, you're seen. Okay, I can't control feelings of how Raven feels seen, and she felt seen. And I'm like, oh my God, you see me? Thank you.
So what's your last? How do you pronounce your last name?
Bertin.
And if I asked your mama, what would she say?
She'd be like, Kevin Bertin.
You know, I cannot wait to finally meet her and record this moment so the world, I can expose your lying ass. What would your maid say? How about the chauffeur? Oh wait,
my God.
That Monet said last night that really gathered me. I mean, Monet's trying to buy a place, right? And Monet was like, I want to get a yard and this, that, and I want to have a pool boy and this, that. And I said,
I did not say I want a pool boy. Bob, stop sprinkling all your extras. I did not say I want a pool boy.
You did. Okay, Monet, at one point you used the phrase pool boy.
I did not. I said you can hire someone. I said a number.
I'm not gonna ask Jacob because I don't want Jacob to embarrass you. But
I did not. I don't care what Jacob say. I did not say pool boy.
Let me finish my sentence. You said pool boy, and then you didn't amend it, but you started saying someone to take care of your pool.
No,
anyway,
that's not.
I'm not gonna. I know what you said. I heard. I was sitting right
there. You can hear what you want. That's not what it said. Go ahead, continue.
And the people on this podcast know that there is experience after experience, time after time, where you have fully said something, and then literally 3 seconds later, flat out said you didn't say it, and then the editors roll the footage back, and then you did say it. So
okay, and there was many footage of you saying, Monet, I said this, literally with the thing about the couch, I think, and then they roll the footage back, and you mumbled through it. So when I didn't hear it, you can't be mad I didn't hear it because you literally like, nah. And then so when I didn't hear, you can't be mad I didn't. I did not say pool boy. I said you can pay someone this much money to take care of a pool.
Saying something incoherently and then flat out.
Well, I guess everything you say is incoherent.
You said clear as day. There's the difference between mumbling something and then saying something clear as day and then just acting like you didn't say it, which is
I did not say pool boy.
We have time after time proven you said pool boy. Anyway, that's the point. So Monet later down the line goes, yeah, we had what did you say? A lawn? No, we had a yard.
Okay, so you see, Bob has already messed up the whole thing. So.
A landscaper. Monet goes, yeah, I had a landscaper. Then I said, you had a landscaper. Then Monet's like, no, it was my dad's friend. It was a friend of my dad. They were just buddies in the yard. But it started out Monet being like, I was like, Monet, that sounds really expensive. Monet was like, I need a huge yard. And I was like, why do you need a big yard? Why do you want a big yard? Then Monet was like, I said, it sounds really expensive. Monet was like, I had a land. That was the word. I had a landscaper growing up, and I was like, oh my God. Then Monet was like, no, a buddy. It was a friend. It was my cousin. It was me. I was the landscaper.
Okay.
Monet started backpedaling.
Okay, even people in Brooklyn, like, because again, you need someone. You can pay someone $25 to come in.
Don't ever disgrace people like in Brooklyn like that. Don't you dare even people, even
bitch. I'm from Brooklyn, bitch. I'm from Brooklyn. I'm gonna say you can pay someone. You can pay someone like $25. $30 to come and
Beyonce lives in Brooklyn. Beyonce lives in Brooklyn.
You can pay someone $25-$30 to come and mow your lawn and first or when the season changes in the fall, when all the leaves fall in your yard, to rake them up. You can pay someone $20 to come and do that for you. That's not a weird thing, and that is a landscaper.
When it was like, darling, we had a landscaper. I think that the fans and our listeners would be able to digest this a little bit easier if you just acknowledge that you grew up a privileged kid.
I did not grow up privileged.
You had a housekeeper and a landscaper
in St. Lucia. It's different.
Again, I will ask you. Again, I ask you: did your landscaper have a landscaper?
He probably did.
You are so full of shit. Because I was scrolling through Reddit and it was like I follow this one Reddit account. This one TikTok account where all they do is they just read out Reddit scenarios. I scrolled across one that was like, insanely wealthy people of Reddit. When did you know you were insanely wealthy? And this guy was like, well, not me, but my friend. She was talking about having a housekeeper and a driver. And then I was like, girl, that's wild. And she was like, everyone has a housekeeper and a driver. And then he goes, well, does your housekeeper and your driver have a housekeeper and a driver? And I was like, is this someone literally listening to Sibling Rivalry and playing back this conversation from Monet? Like, this is, God. I think all of your friends had housekeepers because you lived on Rich Row. You lived in the Beverly Hills of St. Lucia. I have a feeling that when I go to your house, if I ever get the actual invite one day, I'm sure Pixie's been there 10 times already. But if I ever go to St. Lucia, I'm going to walk on a palatial estate. It's going to be, and you're going to be like, what? I know that you're going to be like, this is the room that I used to like keep my toys in. This is the room I kept my video games in. But this is the room that we let the butler sleep in. Only when they were like too tired from working nonstop shifts.
We would never let Jeffrey sleep at the house. That's not a problem. He can sleep before his way home.
You're kikiing, but you're probably dead ass serious. Did you? What was your housekeeper's name again? What was her name? You never want to say because you're so embarrassed that you're privileged. And did she ever sleep at your house? Did she ever sleep at your house? And I don't mean when she fainted from doing all the work you refused to do as a child. I mean, did she ever sleep at the house? So you were trying to be cute and funny, but you literally never let your housekeeper sleep at the house, and you were trying to be cute. Okay, you just exposed yourself.
Okay, she had her own family and kids. You're not gonna sleep at my house.
But you didn't let her. So you were trying to be cute. You just exposed yourself. You are the Jeff Bezos of St. Lucia. Bitch, come clean. Come clean.
You are.
And I cannot believe this feels like Rich Dad, Poor Dad. Like every time I talk to you, it is so clear that our upbringings were so different. My head starts spinning. We need to talk about this after the break. I need a drink. I'm going to grab myself a little Crystal Light. I'll be right back. I want to thank our sponsors, Crystal Light. Thank you. I wish Crystal Light would sponsor us.
Oh, I wish. I mean, when they sponsor, they don't send that much shit anyway. Like Pretty Litter, they send me a couple bags, but they never send me any more litter.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, I keep getting all of your litter.
Yeah, it was
every month, right to my doorstep. No fuss. Jacob poops in the little of his litter box next to our bed, and I know when he's sick too because it turns colors. Today, I was headed to this audition, and I was like, "Oh my god, I'm late for this audition." And I was like, my agents were like, "No, don't worry, you're headed down there." It was like a mix up in the schedule, and like my assistant's out in a different time zone. It was a whole thing, and I was like, "Oh my god," I'm like freaking out. And then I was like, "Jacob, I need to like go over these in the car. So Jacob, I need you to come with me. I know you're just maxing, relaxing, or whatever, or we're doing your work on your computer, but if you can just join me for a little bit, we're gonna ride the car there together, and I want you to like read me the lines so I can like at least have a grip on what I'm reading." And then Jacob goes, "I don't think this is an audition." And I said, "What?" And then I was like, "What?" He goes, "I don't think this is an audition." And then I call up Kennedy. And then they were like, "Girl, this is a job." So I realized I was headed to a gig. Girl, I was on my way to a gig.
Out of drag?
That I had already booked. Yes, it was for a voiceover that I had already booked.
Work.
And I was like, "Oh my God."
Oh my God, crazy. Bob, you're a mess.
Girl, but I think I was still. I'm like, today is my day to get out of vacation mode. I have to get back to business.
I know. You know, I'm very excited about this next year, about stuff about happening. But I am excited in my schedule. I'm spending like more time in LA and doing other stuff, like stuff solely in LA. Which again, we talked about this before. Like we love like doing stuff. I realize what I want to do is a podcast, things in LA, and if I'm not in LA and if I have to do work, I want it to be with you or with friends. I'm not trying to work with people who aren't friends.
Just say Drag Queen Christmas.
No, that's not true. I had friends on there. You are so messy. Just because drag queens don't want to be your friends, just because these girls don't want to be friends with you, don't put me in your drama. Because on the last drag queens like your maid, they could never sleep in my house, honey. On the last podcast, you fucking played Eureka and Shangela, and I hope that the editor put that shit on a loop. Yes, you did.
I was joking.
Were you?
Yeah. Yes, I like Eureka. I'm friends with Eureka and Shangela.
Are you? What is Eureka's favorite color? What is Eureka's favorite color?
Eureka loves pink.
That is not true. Eureka loves orange. Orange is Eureka's favorite color. And if you watch the season 10 Meet the Queens, you'd know that. Yeah, but because that's not your friend, bitch.
think you're wrong, and Shangela loves to wear pink and yellow together. She likes that. She likes the pink lemonade.
Shangela likes pink and green because she loves the AKA color, but she's not an AKA. How I know more about your friends than you?
You were just saying. You were just saying things. You're just saying things.
You just mad because I'm right.
I don't even know your favorite color. Okay, I don't even know your favorite color.
Well, that's a problem. Do you want to guess?
Why is that a problem?
Do you want to guess what my favorite color is?
You probably like blue.
No. Green. Green is my favorite color.
Real basic, like green.
Yeah, I love green.
I had to make money. Yeah, like your upbringing. Green, filled with green. You are. Who was that little boy who was a millionaire? What was his name? Maximilian.
Richie Rich.
Oh, Richie Rich. That was you.
Do you remember?
You had a vault full of coins.
Do you remember the Richie Rich movie with Macaulay Culkin? That was one of my favorite movies growing up. It was such a good movie.
I vaguely remember. I remember watching it, but I remember specifically really enjoying Macaulay Culkin's work with Catherine O'Hara
in Home Alone.
In Home Alone,
bitch,
and Joe Pesci.
Look at this picture of Macaulay Culkin. This is again. I am not sober. I don't. That's not like my thing. But I saw this picture. Do you remember? Because you remember when Macaulay Culkin was really down in the dumps. He was really using, and he looks really bad. He has turned his life completely around. He's now a model again. Look at Macaulay Culkin. Look at how he's like got himself together. Look at him.
I can't see that. Can you just text it to me, please? I can't. It's like this is so blurry. Can you just text me the picture?
Oh yeah. Anyway,
we'll put it on the screen.
This is not. Macaulay Culkin has changed his life.
Make a list of that, Jacob. To
Macaulay Culkin changed his life around.
Girl, getting sober will get you together.
Yeah, girl. He looks. It is crazy. He went from being like. I didn't know that being sober like got you like. He looks great. I'm like, good for him.
What is not that being sober will get you so great. It's that drinking and drugs will fuck you up. That's what it is. It's almost quite the opposite. Drinking and drugs are really fucking bad for you, and that's really, I think, what especially in excess. I just want to be clear. I'm not like advocating against drinking or whatever, but like drinking in excess is bad for you. Oh yeah, he walked in that the fashion show
Gucci
on the So, girl, I was driving down the street. I sounded so country just now.
I was drinking my black tea boba, and this bitch. Oh no!
What does this bitch want? What does this bitch want?
Oh my god! It's my cat. Leave her alone. She's in her home. Colleen. Here's the thing. Colleen be in her own home where she lives.
No,
where
she's on my screen.
She's on my screen. Where she occupies space. Where she dwells. And Bob has a problem with her. It's not.
She occupies space. She occupies.
I posted a video.
You bet your house is Wall Street. She occupying their whole shit.
I posted a video of me and Colleen on my Insta story, and Brooklyn was like, "Oh my god, you got another cat?" I was like, "No, that's Colleen." She was like, "It is." She's like, "She has hair." I was like, "Girl, I know."
I keep telling you, somebody shaved a cat and sold the Monet. That is my story. I'm sticking to it. So I was driving down the street, and where La Brea meets Hollywood.
La Brea meets Hollywood.
You could not.
Okay.
Right by Hollywood, but like the main spot, like what you think of when you hear Hollywood Boulevard, that spot. It was the whole street was shut down.
On La Brea or Hollywood?
You couldn't turn east onto Hollywood. You couldn't turn east off of La Brea onto Hollywood.
Why? What was going on? Were they filming a movie?
Because, girl, they did a Gucci runway show, but it was just down Hollywood Boulevard.
Work.
Like just walking down Hollywood Boulevard was the runway.
Work.
And like Macaulay Culkin was in it. Lots of other
today.
Names, and I was like, I cannot believe no, this was maybe about a month and a half ago.
Okay.
And I remember being like, I cannot believe they just shut down the entire street for this Gucci show. And I was very inconvenienced because I was trying to buy some frames. Not anyone knows, but I like buying frames. I really buy a lot of frames. Just so everyone out there knows, I really be out here buying frames.
Frames like picture frames.
Like getting pictures framed.
I was like, bitch, you are not Michelle Visage. You don't buy eyeglass frames, please.
I do own several pair of eyeglass frames actually. Anyway, and then the other day I was driving down. I couldn't turn west on Sunset, and it was because someone had been murdered at the Bossa Nova.
Let me tell y'all something right now. Bossa Nova. every time I go to Bossa Nova to pick up my food, bitch, it is scurry as hell.
Which one?
The one right there on fucking on Sunset. Yeah. Every time I go there, bitch, it be popping off in Bossa Nova. But wait, someone died at the Bossa Nova?
Someone was murdered, not in the Bossa Nova, but outside the Bossa Nova, like right outside the Bossa Nova, at the fucking Bossa Nova address, and it was like some people were like harassing this girl, and this guy was standing up for her, and then they killed him,
like shot, stabbed,
and I keep shot.
Oh my god!
Specifically says they were trying to rob his female companion, and he tried to defend her, and they killed him.
Yes. His female companion. That's what the news said. His female companion. I was like, I cannot believe. Also, imagine, I feel like if you're this woman and you have it in your head that someone died trying to defend you, that would fuck with me forever. Like, forever. I would not be able to sleep.
All right. I mean, you'll get over it. You'll get over it eventually.
I mean, eventually I would sleep. But that would really... that would be in my head. I'm like, oh my god, this person died trying to like defend me. This is crazy.
Oh, I would be like, oh my god, somebody died trying to defend me. Work.
Oh my god, that is why. So one time, me and Jacob almost got into it at Bossa Nova.
Why?
Because Jacob was
Jacob trying to defend you
off of Uber Eats. Jacob was not trying to defend his female companion. We ordered some food off of Uber Eats, and I was like, let's go pick it up. I just got my car, and I was like, let's try. I like driving around. I wanted to run another errand. I think maybe we were coming from Zach's place or something. I can't remember. And I was like, let's just go. We'll go pick it up. And then it says it's ready now. So we drove over there, and I parked, and Jacob went over, but Jacob was there for like 15, 20 minutes. It was like I was like, Jacob, what's going on? So I come around, and you know that meme of Arthur with his fist balled up. He got little hands by his side, they're balled up. Jacob is standing on the sidewalk at Bossa Nova with his hands by his side. I mean, in fists. Like, his hands are literally in fists, and he is just fuming. Like, he's not like yelling, or he just looks so upset. And I was like, hey, what's going on? And he was like, we just need to get this food and go, because I am understanding that in this moment I am very angry and upset, and I am aware that it is almost an irrational to be this upset about this, but I am acknowledging that I am upset about this.
And what was he so mad about?
Wait, let's. I think the shenanigans. Do you want to chime in? And what were you upset about, babe?
Yes. So in order to get into Bossa Nova, in order to see like what's happening with your food, you have to wait in line.
Mm-hmm.
And the line takes about 15 minutes. So I waited 15 minutes in line. So it said the food was ready. Like, food was ready, and I was just like trying to go in, and he's like, you need to wait in line.
Work.
So it takes 15 minutes to get into Bossa Nova, and when I get there, like inside, they're like, the food's not ready yet, so if you just wait outside, we'll have it ready soon. So another 15 minutes went by. So at that point, it was half an hour after the food had been ordered, and I was like, hey, can I go back in and check? And the guy was like, no, you need to wait in line.
That's what I would have been. I'm like, no. See, that's when you got to be a hood bitch and be like, no, I'm going back inside. You go over inside and you go get your food.
They have a bounce.
And
also, yeah,
what are you going to do?
There is a
I've experienced this.
Shoot you and kill you. People get murdered at Bossa Nova. Murder.
I have picked up.
What do you mean? What are they gonna do?
Because Bossa Nova, like, if you ever order Uber Eats, it'll be like 65 minutes. So and it's fast for me to drive. I've often driven there, and bitch, I go right in there, and they be like, you gotta wait outside. I'm like, I'm not waiting outside, and I'll go inside and get my food, because the food be sitting right there on the little fucking rack. Your shit be ready, and they just be fucking around. I don't play. No, bitch, I'm hungry.
Yeah, but no bouncer's gonna stop you, Monet. How could they?
Right. Because I'll beat that nigga up.
Donkey.
Hello.
I also want to point out, I don't think that it is explicitly true that your food is ready and they're just fucking around. There is a chance that it's probably not ready. Sometimes they actually press the Sometimes they press the button to say that it's ready because they don't want to have extremely long wait times. So when you have long wait times, you get a lower rating on Uber. So they'll say your food is ready before it's actually ready because they don't want to affect their rating on like Uber and stuff.
Let me tell you something, bitch. I go to.
I'm not advocating for. I'm just saying it's a thing.
I often pick up my food like from Squirrel. I pick my food from Squirrel, from Cuter Bros, and also from people are probably gonna figure out where I live. And bitch, I'm the type of bitch. I will get there and I will stand there and I will watch and I will see if I see a bag that looks like the amount of food I ordered. I will watch and I'll go be like, hey, it's me, it's Mo, and they'll be like, oh yeah, here's your food. I'll be watching my food and I know how my bags be full and I'll be ready to get my food because I'll be hungry.
But this is some young Kevin Burton stealing curry goat off the stove shit. This is something like, and I know if the bag is heavy on one side and if the grease is coming out that one corner, that's obviously a so and so. But if it has the fries,
let me tell you. So okay, go ahead.
Go ahead.
Well, my mom, as you know, my mom's in Lucia. My mom eats all type of food. My mom will eat everything. My mom eats turtle, shark, dolphin. She likes possum. If you went to St. Lucia, would you try all these things? Are you a food snob? Could you try different types of cuisine? Are you like, this is fishy. I can't see myself eating that.
I don't think that I'm a food snob. I think that that's maybe a different. I don't think that's quite the term I would use to describe someone who doesn't have.
Are you a picky eater?
Sophisticated. Yeah, I don't have a sophisticated palate. So would I try the shark and the turtle? I might try it, but I would not commit to eating a bowl of it. No.
Would you eat possum?
But also, it depends on what it is. It depends on what it is. I do not eat shellfish at all. That's not true. I'll eat like extremely deep fried shrimp.
Not
that
extremely.
Is literally where.
Okay, what's
where
the difference between fried shrimp and extremely fried shrimp? What's the difference?
You know when there's so much breading, there's more breading than shrimp. That shit, popcorn shrimp.
So you want like heavily breaded.
Like, I don't have a refined palate. I don't like shellfish at all. I'm not eating clam. I'm not eating lobster.
Clam.
I'm
not
eating crawfish.
Yeah.
I'm not eating crab.
Yeah.
I'm not eating oysters.
Yeah.
I'm not eating mussels. I'm not eating any of that stuff because I've tried it before. And what drives me wild is when folks are like, but try this.
I hate that. I hate that. I fucking hate that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm like, I've tried it and I was just recently in Mexico. I know you're gonna we know, yeah. But I was they have ceviche. And I was like, ceviche. I don't like ceviche.
Oh, I love ceviche.
I was like, I don't like ceviche. And they were like, I was like, this is raw fish. And they're like, no, it's cooked with lime juice. And I was like, when you say cooked with lime juice, do you mean it is cooked and there's lime juice in it? Or the lime juice is supposed to be cooking? And they're like, no, the lime juice cooks it. And I was like,
because the acid.
I've had ceviche.
Because the acid.
Yeah, I get it. You can describe it to the fans who maybe don't know what ceviche is. Describe it to them.
Yes, ceviche is when you like cut up raw. It could be salmon, tilapia. Not tilapia. I don't think tilapia, but different types of raw seafood, and then they put lots of lime, and they put like some pico stuff, and the theory is that the lime juice, because it's so acidic, it cooks the fish enough so it's not raw, but it's raw fish, girl. It's raw fish.
It's fully raw fish.
Another thing that really drives me wild is when you go to like a pool party or people are hanging out at a house and all of a sudden someone's like, oh, let's get in the hot tub, and then people like, get in the hot tub. You're like, no, I'm okay, I'm just gonna chill and watch. They're like, come on, get in the hot tub. I'm like, no, it's okay, I don't want to go. They're like, come on, we're all doing it. I'm like, bitch, I said I don't want to get in the fucking tub. Go and play in all the tub. I'm cool chilling here. I don't need to get in the fucking pool. I hate when people want you to do it so bad. They're like, come on, come in the pool, come. I'm like, no, I'm good. Come on, bitch, I said I don't want to get in the pool.
Yeah, I hate when they start trying to bargain with you. They're like, all right, you'll put your feet. Put your feet in. Why do you care if my nigga, are you cooking us? Is this soup? Why? We'll talk about when we come back. Listen, I love cooking, but it's hard to find high quality, fresh ingredients. Also, I went to the grocery store and saw a lady just straight up coughing on the vegetables. That's why we're so excited to partner with Every Plate. Every Plate offers safe and contactless delivery to your doorstep for some easy home cooking on a budget. I'm honestly spending half as much as I would buying groceries from the store and making meals that are twice as good. EveryPlate does the meal planning, shopping, and prepping for you, taking the time-consuming guesswork out of cooking. You'll love it, and your wallet will love it too, trust me. Even at regular price, EveryPlate is up to 50% cheaper than other major meal kits out there. I made their beef banh mi bowl, and it was so good. Like, I didn't even realize that I could make food that's good. Like, am I a chef? Am I Emerald Sagazi? Is that how you say his name? Try EveryPlate for just $1.79 per meal by going to everyplate.com and entering code RIVALRY179. Get started with EveryPlate for just $1.79 per meal by going to everyplate.com and entering code RIVALRY179.
Now, if you like me, I don't believe in no resolutions. We need a revolution. We need a revolution. That was a little Leah for you. I was going to sing the rest, but R. Kelly going to get riots. Anyway, long story. People don't make resolutions like myself, but that doesn't mean that you can't switch it up, girl, and shake things up in your life. Whether it's by switching up your workout routine or going someplace new, whatever way you challenge yourself this new year, there's no better way to do it than with a pair of Raycon wireless earbuds in your eardrums. I use mine every time I work out, and they look very cute. They have great audio quality, and they actually stay in your ears. If you're a runner at the gym like me, having wireless earbuds that stay in are half the battle, because then they fall out. Then you got to find them. Then they go into somebody else's machine, and then that person, girl, it's too much. And Raycons, they don't do that. They stay right in your ears. Let me tell y'all, for real, Raycons are the best way to listen. They come with a bunch of gel tips that can fit to your comfort, and unlike some other brands, they don't stick out. Raycons have a 32-hour battery life, so you can listen to what you want when you want for a very, very long time. They start at half the price of other premium audio brands, but they sound just as good. And Raycons come with a 45-day happiness guarantee, so you can't really lose when you get you some Raycons. Give them a try. You'll see what I mean. They're perfect. Create your own soundtrack with Raycon. Right now, Sibling Rivalry listeners get 15% off their Raycon order at buyraycon.com/rivalry. That's buyraycon.com/rivalry to save 50% off on Raycons. buyraycon.com/rivalry.
Let's talk about safe sex. When was the last time you got tested for an STI? Did you know that over 1 million sexually transmitted infections are acquired every day worldwide? And about 51% of people don't get tested because they don't want to bring up sex or STDs in discussions with their healthcare provider. Thanks to our sponsor, Let's Get Checked. You're covered, honey. Let's Get Checked is an at-home testing company that makes it easy and confidential to take an STI test from the comfort of your own home without the awkwardness and uneasiness of visiting a clinic or a healthcare professional. And I know it can be very awkward sometimes. They also provide free medication for certain infections if you test positive. Here's how Let's Get Checked works. You simply go to their site, order a sexual health test kit, and it arrives to your door in a small, discreet package. From there, you do a small finger prick and send the sample back to their lab for their prepaid shipping label. In 2 to 5 days, you'll get your results, and a Let's Get Checked nurse will be available to discuss your results with you if you'd like their feedback. Once your results are available, they'll be reviewed by a physician and released onto your online dashboard. And if your results are positive, our team of nurses will contact you and guide you through the steps. Let's Get Checked has 3 different STI tests. The Complete 8 test is their most comprehensive STI test for complete peace of mind. Let's Get Checked laboratories are CLIA approved, which are the highest ranked levels of accreditation. The company has performed over 2 million at-home tests. They keep their information and results confidential. Even better, our listeners get 30% off their entire order with code RIVALRY. Just visit letsgetchecked.com and enter code RIVALRY at checkout to ensure you and your significant other are staying safe. Just visit letsgetchecked.com and enter code RIVALRY at checkout to ensure that you and your significant other are staying safe. All right, we're back. It is weird to try to convince people to get into a hot tub. That is... And because I don't like swimming, I don't like getting wet for sport. I don't go to the ocean. I don't go to pools. I don't go to lakes. I don't go to rivers. I don't go to ponds. I don't go to estuaries. I don't go to rivers. I don't go to reservoirs. Bitch, I don't go to bodies of water.
Bob does not shower.
In my bathtub.
Bob does not shower.
I don't shower. No, I use baby wipes once a month, whether I need it or not.
A whole bath.
And when you don't, they like the people are. If you are one of those folks, can you please come below and explain to me
Please.
why the fuck you need me to be in the pool? And you know what else I don't like? People who try to make you sit down when you're the only one standing.
Yes.
Like, sit down. And they always get the same thing. You're making me nervous. Bitch, why is me standing making you nervous? I don't want to sit down.
That should drive me insane.
You're making me nervous. Sit down. Nigga, you sit down.
You are good. Good for you. I'm going to stand.
Take your bag off. No.
Or your coat.
The things I have on my person, I want them.
I will say when everyone has their coat off and some hood bitch comes in with her coat on, her backpack on, her purse in her pocket, that is very unsettling. It's like, girl, relax. And that's Bob.
Monet keeps her house white. Monet keeps her house white. People
I do not.
This even Andy was like, it's cold. Andy, who doesn't even lock the door, was like, it's cold. This is cold.
Okay, to be fair, we were playing board games, and I opened a sliding door, and then because it was a little warm because I had the heat on in the house, I opened the sliding door a little bit, and then Bob was like, I need a blanket. I was like, oh, are you cold? And he was like, yeah, it's cold. And I immediately closed the sliding door. That was literally the only time.
It's just so interesting that whenever Andy asks you to close it or you close it immediately, I have to beg still.
Yeah, because that's my man, and he's dicking me down religiously multiple times a day. So
you really you are that girl. You are that hood bitch who'd be like, you ain't. You are that hood bitch who's like, well, my man, you ain't fucking me. You can't tell me what to do. You not fucking me. You are that ratchet ass hood bitch. Is like, if you dicking me down, you can tell me what to do. But if you not dicking me down, honey, you don't put rules on me.
you are so stupid.
You are really from Bensonhurst, Bed-Stuy, Flatbush. You are.
Okay.
You are.
So hear me out, okay? So I am looking to buy property this year, and I am really in a hard place, Bob. I want to have a pool, but what are you laughing at?
Just something about the phrase "looking to buy property." I don't know why it just tickled me. In this moment, that tickled me, and I've recovered, and we're moving forward. Here we go. I'm looking to buy property. It was very Tim Gunn. I am looking to buy property this year. Like, bitch, you're buying a house. You act like you're buying acres and acres of land. You're not buying a farm, bitch.
Well, here's the thing. Oh, Bob, can I finish what the fuck I'm saying, nigga? Anyway, so
tell me about your farm.
I've been looking on places, and there is a thing of buying a plot of land, which is substantially cheaper than buying a ready built house and building a house on top of that, because then you can build your house how you want it from the ground up. It's more work, obviously, and it's longer, but it's way cheaper.
Did you just now realize that land with no house is cheaper?
Obviously.
Yeah, clearly Monet, land costs, because when you buy the house, you're buying the land and the house.
Right, but obviously I knew that, but now that I am a fully functioning adult going to spend my own dollars to do it.
And that's up for debate.
Using my own
spending your money, fully functioning.
Using my own dollars, it's more of a real thing. You're like, oh my god, okay, how am I going to be spending my money? Like, does it behoove me to just buy land and build a house on top of it, or just because I am not.
I want to answer this question for you.
I'm not one for fixer uppers. I am the people who buy old ass houses and they want to spend time investing and making it theirs. I'm not for that. If I buy a house, bitch, I want it to be built last year and be brand new with everything. Or fully refurbished, like recently, like in like a year or two. I cannot go with a fixer-upper. I'm not that girl.
So I'm going to tell you why you do not want to build your own home.
Why?
I've been going down this road as well. I'm looking to get a home in Atlanta for my family, and I want the home to be really specific because my mom has needs with her abilities, her disabilities. And first of all, Ezra's dad is a contractor. He like builds for a living.
So is he going to build a house?
And he's like, no, because I'm not building. I'm just going to buy a house. He's like, it is way. And when I say way easier to just buy a house, it is easier to buy a house and fix it than it is to build a house from the ground up.
Really?
I mean, like when I say he's like, when I say way easier, like the nightmare of building a home from the ground up especially if you're not like a contractor. If you don't work in construction, you're gonna end up getting in bed with a contractor who's gonna
take
You're
forever.
gonna probably have disagreements with. Who's gonna go take you for a ride? Who's gonna have all this stuff go on? You're gonna end up hating them, resenting them, having a back and forth bit by boop with them, versus just buying a home and fixing it. It's just way easier to buy a home and fix it. There's the checks. There's the like the zoning. There's the licenses. There's rerouting wires to your house and plumbing to your plot of land and all this stuff. It's really expensive, really time consuming. Really, in the end, you do have exactly the home you want. But it is a lot. Apparently, it is a lot of work to get there, and it's easy to find a new home, especially in LA.
Well, you know what?
There's tons of new homes.
One time I did shrooms, and I was so stoned, and I was like, "It's crazy how you can get running water everywhere." Is that not crazy? Like if you were in the middle of the desert of Joshua Tree, and you bought a plot of land and built your house wherever, you can when they like get your shit, you will have running water. There are pipes that are out there in the desert.
It depends on where you are in Joshua Tree, because some of the homes in Joshua Tree have tanks and reservoirs.
Right, but
so the things would be.
Yeah, I understand that, but the house,
but most places where there are houses, yes, you can get running water.
That's so crazy,
and it doesn't. It's no crazier than being able to drive somewhere on a road. Like there's like all the roads are connected, and all the pipes are connected.
Yes
it's
and
really
no, because you got to Joshua Tree, it's all dirt roads. It's like bitch, people you're forging your own path through the fucking wilderness.
Like if you can, I mean, I haven't. There are some places in Joshua like that, but I'm sure there are some places you can go where you never have to get off the. Like if you go to Burning Man, that running water there is coming from tanks.
Right.
That's not through pipes.
Right.
That's from tanks and freshwater supply that's being shipped in. And maybe some of these places in Joshua Tree are like that as well.
I have a thing for you. Do you think we should start a music festival? I was talking about this with Kim, and I was like, bitch, we should start a music festival. Bob, we could do like a music ass festival, like a Life is Beautiful, like a Burning Man, like a fucking Bonna, what is it? Bonnapaloo? Anyway, Lollapalooza. There's a one called Bonnaloo. Anyway, a music festival.
Before I go into, I will answer that question. Before I answer that question, I will say one time Monet was doing shrooms and she came back. She came back for this trip. And Monet was like trying to convince me how great it was. But she was like, Monet was like, she was like, Bob, I was in ancient Mesopotamia. I said, Monet, you were in a broom closet. You were in a broom closet. You were not in ancient Mesopotamia.
No, bitch.
Like in your head you were, but if anyone could have been recording you at that moment and then played the footage back to you, you would have been like, bitch, this I look crazy. In your head, you're like bouncing off. Also, where is Mesopotamia? Where is that?
Mesopotamia is like kind of like where the Middle East now, somewhere over there. Like northern Egypt, northern Africa.
You were there, you should know exactly where it is. But it was like, Bob, and I was like, Monet, you were not in Mesopotamia, bitch. You were in a broom closet off the kitchen room.
No, I'm telling you
Freaking out.
where my mind was. I was back in Mesopotamia, and I was there, and I was like kind of communing everyone, and we were all. I'm telling you, I was in Mesopotamia because you know what? Again,
and then I said, Monet. Go ahead. Sorry,
no, it's the simulation, and I think I was simulating to ancient Mesopotamia.
And then Monet was like, and I said, well, what was it like the next day? And you were like, oh, I felt horrible. I was sick. I was tired. I was dehydrated.
I was a little dehydrated. That's what it was. I was just a little dehydrated. That's what it was. And I had a little bit of a headache.
Girl, dehydrated. Being dehydrated will kill you. You're like, yeah, just a little. It's like saying I had a little concussion. Yeah, bitch, you fully were dehydrated.
Oh, fully. Speaking of concussions, this nigga, when Bob had the incident that he, can I say the tooth?
Yes, Mike. We can talk about. Oh my god, you're so insensitive.
I'm asking if I can say it. That's being insensitive. I'm asking.
Can I? Hoo-hoo, can I?
When Bob chipped his tooth.
When I chipped my tooth, that's how to explain.
And you went, which you slammed into a glass wall very hard, causing you to have that damage.
Glass door. It was not a wall. It was a door.
Glass door. And I was like, Bob, you should probably go to the doctor and not go to sleep because you may have a concussion. Bob was like, Monet, I just don't know. I just want to go home. I was like, yeah, but you should. If you have a concussion, if y'all are not listening, if you're listening, you don't know. When you have a concussion, you should not go to sleep, and you should not put your brain to rest, basically. And Bob was like, I'm just gonna. I was like, Bob, go to the ER and just make sure you don't have a concussion. Monet, okay, I'm gonna, bitch. I called about the next day. I'm like, so what happened? He's like, I went home and I went to bed. Literally things you don't do if you may have a concussion. So, bitch, you're the one who could have been dead.
But I knew I didn't have a concussion for a couple of reasons. One, when I got hit with the door, I had this feeling like I was in Mesopotamia. No, I'm kidding. When I got hit with the door, I got hit on the lower half of my face. So typically speaking, if you get hit, and I'm sure someone's going to read me in the comments, this is not medical advice, but I think that most concussions come from getting hit above the nose. I got hit below the nose. I wasn't dizzy. I wasn't seeing spots. I got sleepy, but I think I was just emotionally exhausted. I was looking up online all the symptoms.
Sleepy is a big one. Sleepy is like one of the big ones.
I was sleepy, like exhausted, but not sleepy like I can't. I was like, oh, I want to lay down and go to sleep because I'm emotionally drained from this physical trauma to my mouth.
Got it.
Is what it was.
I just
and I didn't have a concussion, or maybe I. Well, you what?
No, I was like, I just can't imagine like how you're walking. Like, were you doing a bit when it happened? Were you like acting something out?
No, and how'd you ask? I thought you were doing a bit. I was like, I wasn't doing a bit. There's a door on the way up the stairs to the pool. There was this glass door.
Yeah,
and it was so clean, I didn't see it. I just didn't see the door.
Yeah,
and I remember being about to reach up and grab it, but by the point I was going to grab it, I was already at the I was at the door.
Gag.
And it hit me in the mouth.
Work.
Or I hit the door. The door didn't hit me. I hit the door wasn't moving at all, and my bottom teeth hit the door so hard that there's like scratches in the door.
That's wild. Are you gonna pay for Todrick's door to be fixed?
No.
Work.
It's how you're gonna pay for my tooth to be fixed. Is the question.
Okay, so
if you get injured at someone's house, you can really.
I know it is. They are liable. So Bax.
I don't know if it's real, but I saw it in Liar Liar. They were like in the movie Liar Liar. I don't know if this is a real thing, but in the movie Liar Liar, he was like a friend of mine. Not Jim Carrey, was a different actor. It's like a friend of mine a burglar fell through my friend's skylight, and then he landed on a knife, and he sued the friend and won like millions of dollars.
This was in the movie?
It's a line from the movie. I don't know if it actually happened or if it's based on something true, but it was a line in the movie. And as a kid, I kept thinking to myself, oh my God, if someone breaks into our house and gets hurt, we'll owe them a lot of money. I remember thinking that a lot as a kid.
I was saying Jim Carrey because it's Liar Liar starring Jim Carrey. I'm not Jim Carrey said that line, but in case people are wondering, the movie Bob was talking about Liar Liar starring Jim Carrey.
It's a very, very good movie.
It's a really good movie. Jim Carrey, man, he was really, really good, and he's still alive.
What do you mean
I fixed myself. Calm down. Calm down. You need to calm down. Calm down.
No, it's calm down. Calm down. My kids can't hear me because they're listening to Kids Pop.
So buying property, I would like to have a place with a pool. I know that's a lot of work, but here's the thing about buying a house in the profession we do. Like, I cannot just buy a house considering myself and like my partner, whatever. I have to think about drag, and I have to think about having a room to do all the things that our drag requires. You know what I mean? Like, I need to dedicate a whole room or a whole space just to drag, which I'm so jealous of people who aren't in our profession, who don't have to make those considerations, because it really can be like when I got my apartment here. Like, but when looking at the place, I was like, okay, I can have a bedroom, but I need to have this amount of space for drag, and that shit is annoying.
Your drag is in 2 rooms, which is wild to me.
I have a lot of stuff, but also your one room, your drag lab is really big.
Well, I sacrificed the largest bedroom for
Yeah, that's
drag.
wild to me. I said, my bedroom is going to be my largest room. Yo, so this is a very crazy Bob thing. At my old apartment, Bob was like, Monet, you should make your bedroom the small room and have the main, because you're not master bedroom is, you're not supposed to say that is not problematic, and the main bedroom should be your drag. I was like, no, I want to have the big space for me.
Bitch, the whole space is for you. Everything is for you. I think that the reason why I said that and why I do that here is because I have more drag. So now Monet has 2 rooms full of drag, where as opposed to Monet could just have all of her stuff in one drag room. And then Monet, you could have had 2 rooms for you, or for you as you say. And I also do it because I wouldn't have ever been able to fit all my drag into this small room that we're in right now, or even in the room next door. And in my bedroom, like I don't need a huge bedroom, especially in New York City. I remember thinking to myself, because we didn't have central heating and air. We had, well, for those of you who don't know, the New York City heating system is kind of like there are just these radiators, these like how do you describe a radiator? It's just like, looks like coils, like a couple of metal plates that sit in the corners of your rooms, and you kind of, depending on where you are, you kind of can't turn them on and off.
Yeah,
you can turn the
valve
up and down
on it. Yeah,
but you can't control when it turns on.
Right.
The building, it all turns on. Everyone in the building has heat at the same time.
Yeah.
And then you can lower the valve.
By
Sometimes
October
the
15th.
valve is off, and your thing is just.
By law, they had to turn it on by October 15th.
And then sometimes you lose the valve, and that shit is stuck all the way up, and your apartment be hot. I mean, like hot. It's crazy.
Yeah.
So because I needed my room to be heated earlier, I used to sleep before me and Jacob got together, I would sleep in the smaller bedroom, because it would heat up faster, and that room would get warm quicker. It would get cool quicker with the air conditioning. It was just an easier room to maintain temperature wise. And I'm just sleeping here. I have the whole house. I have my living room. I have downstairs. I have this other bedroom. I have a kitchen. I have a dining room. I have all this space. Like, why does my bed? I don't personally see why my bedroom. I think when I was younger and my bedroom was all I had. I think if I had children and it was like I had nowhere to escape, I'd be like, maybe I want a big room then. But I have the entire house, so I don't know why I would need a massive bedroom.
But what about your partner? So if I'm considering, yes, for me, I may not need a huge bedroom, but if I have a partner, someone I'm living with, I don't want them to be confined to the smaller bedroom, because I want to make my big bedroom the drag room. You know what I mean?
Well, Jacob's also not. Jacob also has the entire house. We have a living room, we have a patio, we have a kitchen, we have a content space. We have a bedroom. We have 3 bathrooms.
I guess
Jacob's not confined to our bedroom.
I guess it's also your partner, because they have some people, they find sanctuary in their bedroom. Like, they like having their bedroom being a space that they can do all that stuff in. So I guess it varies from person to person. For me, I like my bedroom being that. I like my bedroom being my sanctuary and like my escape from everything. Like, I do spend time in my living room when I have people over, but if I'm home by myself, I spend a lot of time in my bedroom and I watch TV in there, and I'll like sit on my laptop and work in there. So I guess it varies from person to person. I like my bedroom being an escape and a sanctuary.
Yeah. If I'm home alone, I'm usually in the living room, and I go to the bedroom when it's time to go to sleep. I'm usually legitimately, and I think Jacob can vouch for this, only in the bedroom when I'm sleeping.
And where y'all fucking at?
And otherwise,
in the kitchen.
Jacob and I usually have sex on the patio, sometimes on the roof, in the elevator.
Would you have sex on your patio? Would you and Jacob have like fuck on the? No. Why?
No.
Not even get a little celebrity?
That is not me and Jacob's style, and we would never do that. Jacob looks very uncomfortable that we're having this conversation.
I mean, I'm like, man,
you want to vocalize if you want me to stop talking about this, Jacob? No, Jacob's fine with it. But no, Jacob, I can't see. I one time touched Jacob's butt at the Delta Skyline, and he was like, "What are you doing?"
Oh my God.
Touching your butt, and he was like, "Don't touch my butt here." And I was like, "All right, that's."
What?
That is not true. That's not true. Jacob made that up. He knows he's being silly.
Do y'all?
Wait. What Jacob saying? Where?
In the streets of Philly, we were visiting my parents. And afterwards, you told me that public displays of affection, like holding hands.
Oh, that does sometimes make me a little.
Really, Bob? You don't like PDA?
I mean, have you ever seen me and one of my partners just like canoodling in the streets?
Okay, canoodling. Like, I mean, canoodling is not holding it. Holding.
I pinched it was okay. The difference between walking down the street and holding hands, like so
That's not canoodling.
Like, it just, I don't know. It's just I didn't grow up that way. You know what I mean? But I like secretly pinched Jacob's little butt in the Sky Lounge, and Jacob was like, "What are you doing?" Well,
roll the tapes.
Whatever. I touched Jacob's butt. And Jacob was like, "This is inappropriate." And then, by the way, I immediately took the note and I said, "Okay, sorry."
That's so interesting. Okay, do you and Ezra have PDA?
I have literally not touched Jacob's butt since that day.
Do you and Ezra do PDA? Because Ezra seems like he's very big on PDA. Or I'm looking at Ezra.
Yeah, Ezra tends to be a little more PDA with his other partners than he is with me.
Work.
And it's like, I mean, like I'll like lean against Jacob or Ezra in public and maybe put my arms around them, or I mean, I maybe I've gotten better over time. Maybe I've actually gotten better about this over time than I was in the beginning, because Jacob's also my first partner, so I had no history at all of walking down the street holding hands, so it was so new to me. So maybe now I've actually probably chilled out a little bit. I remember one time I walked a hookup named Preston. Shout out Preston. One time I walked Preston to the train and I held his hand.
And was that weird for you?
I remember being like, I'm so uncomfortable.
What?
Right now.
No, that is so
yes,
good.
It was very
nigga, but you out here telling niggas that you love them on the first day, but you want to hold a hand? I was like, I love you. Don't touch me though. I love you. Don't touch me, nigga.
I'm just not used to it. So when I was walking Preston to the train and holding his hand, I was like, this feels like I'm just like, I feel like I'm on display. I feel like everyone's like looking at me. I just feel like, you know what it is? I think for years growing up with a mom, whenever people would kiss, like, or do anything, she'd be like, "Oh Lord, have mercy. Look at this. Look at this."
Really?
They need to. If there's like a couple of kids, I'm like, "Oh, they need to be ashamed of themselves."
That is wild, Miss Martha.
My mom's not like, "Oh," she's like, "Oh Lord, this is too much. This is." Could you see my mom saying that? It is all. It's never like love. She's like, "Oh Lord, y'all, they do not need to be in public."
I grew up in a very affectionate family.
So
my
that's
mom
rubbed
is
off on me.
my mom is very affectionate. I grew up. My mom, yeah, that
you hugged everyone except the maids, right?
Oh yeah, we'd never hug her. Ew.
You laughing,
but which is weird because you fully. I feel like you're affectionate with me. You slap my butt in public. you hold. We've held hands in public.
Well, slapping a butt feels different than holding hands.
We've held hands in public.
Cute and adorable about slapping a butt. You know, I'm trying to unpack this here in real time with you all, and we've held hands. Yeah, I don't know, Monet. I think it's because we're not dating. Also, I want to talk about your eyebrows for a second. Can we talk about your eyebrows?
Sure.
So, a couple of months ago, maybe 6 months, I don't know how long ago, Monet got her eyebrows microbladed.
I got them done in June, beginning of June.
And a lot of people in comments are like, "What's going on Monet's face that looks so different?"
It's my eyebrows.
What is it? And Kennedy also got her eyebrows microbladed too. Mm-hmm. Which is like tattoos? What is it like? Is it needles? Does it hurt?
No, it's a form of tattooing, but it's like a superficial tattoo. So you know how regular tattoos work. If you guys out there who have tattoos, you know it's like a gun. It goes pretty deep into your skin. Microblading, it does not go as deep. It's almost like, y'all know, like those little when you in art school, not art school or in art class, those little scalpel things that have like the little. It's like a thing on a roll that has like the little points on it, and you can roll it, and it perforates a paper so you know where to cut, kind of like that. You know what I'm talking about?
Got it.
It's like
it sounds like a pizza cutter, but with spikes.
Right, that very. So microblading is something like that, but much smaller, and they do like the strokes, and they like get you like that. And I honestly. 10 out of 10 would recommend. I love microblading. It has given me eyebrows again. As y'all know, I did not have eyebrows for years. I shaved them off for drag, and then 2 years ago, I grew this. I grew this part back, so I would have these, but not this. And then what I got microbladed was the rest of it. So then in drag, I just cover this with makeup.
Can you explain to me why the girls do the first half? I don't get it. What is up with doing the first half of your eyebrow? I genuinely don't understand how it works. What is it?
Because for me, if I cover this, I use my natural brows, so I don't have to cover any of my brows. So what I do is if I would have this covered, I just make my crease go up here. So you use your brow as the beginning, you just go higher. So if that makes sense.
I've seen a lot of girls do it. If you ever see the girls with quotation marks over their nose, that's because they just use the front. But also, I think what is weird to me is that it looks wild to have these quotation marks. I think it looks wilder to have quotation marks than it does to have no eyebrows.
Well, but girls who do that, then if they want to, they normally just fill in what I did with microblading out of when they're not working, and then they have a brow again. Because brows really, I didn't realize how crazy I looked without eyebrows. Bitch, I looked crazy without eyebrows. Oh my God, that's what I looked like. I looked crazy. What happened?
This feels like a very
no, but Bob, you
thing.
have famously said that you have never had eyebrows, so you look the same because you never, Bob, you never had a thick eyebrow like this.
This is me. I haven't shaved my eyebrows in a very long time. This is all I can grow. This is me doing my eyebrows to the best of my ability.
I think you should get.
Can you see them?
I can't see them because they're so blurry.
Wait, can you see them?
No.
Can you see them, Jacob? Does this look a lot different than normal?
Not terribly.
Up close, yeah. I can't grow a lot of eyebrows. I don't have the ability.
You should get microbladed. You should get microbladed. It lasts. It lasts for about 6 months. You could take it off, and it just goes away.
So I'm afraid of getting it because I'm afraid that I will look weird with eyebrows because I've never had eyebrows. Like I'm afraid that I'll look like, you know when drag queens draw their eyebrows in. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, or Bob, just make Layla just put a brow on you like this so you can see how it is first. They can be like, oh, I could do it.
Layla put a brown on me one time.
Can I see? You have pictures?
And I took a picture of it.
Send it to me.
I mean, it's like on my computer. It's like I'll try to find it. This is not a promise to put it in there. I'll try to find it. But I remember putting it on, being like, but I also was like, it looks like makeup, and I don't want. Because I don't wear any makeup during the day out of drag, people who have their eyebrows put on through microblading, it looks like makeup. When I think it looks good with makeup, but when you don't have makeup, to me, it looks a little bit wild.
Do I look wild without I don't have makeup on. Do I look wild?
Well, you also have this little bush in the beginning. I have nothing. So it would just look like drawings of eyebrows.
This is me, y'all.
And I think that when I'm with you, the back half, I do think that when I'm with you, the back half does look like a drawn on eyebrow.
Well, that's because
and the front half looks like
that's because I don't
bushy brow.
When I'm just hanging out, I don't feel in because I'm due for a touch up and I haven't done it because I'm lazy, whatever.
So I have to fill it in too.
If you take, because I got into in June, so that's June, July, August, September, October, November, December. Every 6 to 8 months, you're supposed to get it retouched up, so you don't have to do that. And I just haven't gone.
I don't know. And also they don't look that faded. Like if this is fading, this just never going away. You will have these forever.
No.
This is not faded. Monet, you fully have eyebrows. This is not faded. You're like, it lasts 6 months. No, bitch, it is still lasting. They're not even halfway gone.
That's because
it doesn't even look halfway faded. You will never not have these eyebrows.
I filled them in a little bit for the podcast because I'm on fucking camera, bitch.
What? No. What about time we've been together and you didn't fill them in? They still, Monet, your eyebrows are. These are not fading away. You will always have a hint of this on your face. So I don't want to go do it and be like, oh no, and then now I have eyebrows. These like crazy eyebrows,
Bob,
because I'm not used to having.
You'll have something that everyone. You will look normal. You look normal now, but it's everyone has eyebrows. You having eyebrows won't be weird. Oh my god.
What? Yikes.
Oh my god.
Yikes.
I can't.
Yikes.
I can't. I'm watching.
What's her name? Glues them on.
Plastique.
No, Vivian in like her day to day.
Oh yeah, I saw that. Yeah, it's but it looks good. It looks normal. It looks great.
Yeah, she's got it figured out. I guess are we taking a break?
No, we're rapping,
Yeah,
but
we're at an hour, so if you want to, you can end whenever you want to.
work.
Work. Go ahead. Monet.
We didn't really have a topic today. We kind of resorted to old methods. We just kind of just talk. Do you guys like when we just kind of just talk and don't like do like a topic? It's kind of like our thing.
Would you ever want to bring someone on the podcast and like take them down?
Like whom? It depends on whom. Candace Owens.
I don't know, like imagine the Sherry Pie thing, but before it broke, and then we broke the story and like took her down.
That would be crazy.
Would you ever do that?
I would love to do that.
I mean, it's kind of gotcha journalism, which is a little problematic, but it's wild.
I would. It depends on like the Sherry Pie thing. Yes, I would have liked to do that, but if it's like I don't know, I can't think of an example right now. But the short answer is yes, I would. But there are depending on who. Like if it's like I don't know.
Anyway, I just thought about that. I like to watch that stuff. I don't like to do it. Like when I think back to like people, and there's something about inviting someone on your show and then being mean to them. You know who used to do this? Actually, we'll talk about this little extra bit in the Patreon exclusive. It'll be just a little exclusive.
A little
on our
Patreon exclusive.
And Monet, thank you so much for talking to me about. I don't know what the fuck.
I don't know what we talked about either. We talked about a myriad of things. But thank y'all for listening, and we'll see y'all next time. Oh God.